Hello, 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 and welcome back to Wellywood Wargaming. My name is Damon, and I am going to take a very, very brief look at some of the stuff we got absolutely spoilt with over the weekend on the 1st of July with the Not Warhammer 40,000 preview. Of course, everything Games Workshop at the moment has been geared toward Warhammer 40k 10th edition, but of course they made a real point of saying Not Warhammer 40,000 preview, and we've got all these reveals here. And I've got to admit, I was working on Saturday, so I didn't get to actually see any of this, and I'm also in the process of moving house at the moment. So anyway, without further ado, let's go and have a look at some of these miniatures. I'm just super excited about some of this stuff. I'm also really sad about the lack of some stuff, but quickly looking at what I think are some of the nicest miniatures I've ever seen that Games Workshop have produced. Bold statement, I know, but I've said this before in previous previews that we had for the Cities of Sigmar stuff, but looking at the Age of Sigmar, we have a box set from the Cities of Sigmar, obviously basically Empire, I suppose, is what they used to be called. Now this box set contains, by the looks of it, we've got two groups of 10, sort of free guild guys. We've got 3 sort of special characters there and 5 knights on horseback there as well. Not sure what the names of these guys are actually going to be, but I'm just looking at the miniatures at the moment. We did already see the free guild marshal previously on the Warhammer community, and just what a fantastic miniature this is, with lots and lots of different options here. We've got optional assembly with pistols, dueling pistols, sword, shield, and a giant hammer there with the helmet under there as well. He's got a little squire with what looks like a sort of severed head inside it. Super, super grimdark, super awesome looking. I just cannot wait to see these painted in a non-heavy metal style, because personally I just don't think it suits them. They need to be grimdark as hell when it comes to painting them. Moving on though, that's the Free Guild Free Guild Marshal that we've seen there. The next one, which is brand new, we haven't seen this one yet, is the sort of sorcerer that we've got here as well, the Alchemite Warforger. And he's kind of like a wizard smith sort of vibe, I suppose. Looks like something for Warcry, to be honest, and certainly will be able to be used in Warcry, but doesn't look particularly, goody. He looks like a baddie, if you ask me, but that's all relative, I suppose. But yeah, quite a cool miniature with his big cauldron and smoke coming out of it. I've got to say though, it's the weakest link in the box for me. I'm not really sold on that miniature myself. Moving into the troops though, these guys, the Free Guild Steel Helms, rank and file Cities of Sigmar armies. These guys just look incredible. Absolutely incredible. I imagine there are shit tons of ways that you can build these guys, but I love the helmets. I love all the incredible intricate detailing on the shields and everything. They just look like they're going to be super, super fun to paint. It's been a long time coming for these guys, I feel. Look at those hammers as well. Just fantastic. Just amazing, amazing miniatures. But let's save the best till last, shall we, and have a look at these Free Guild Cavaliers, who are the guys on horseback here. I'm just absolutely speechless at how awesome these are. There's nothing I don't like about these. I just think they are fantastically beautiful miniatures, particularly the helmets. They're super, super dark and evil looking, but just when I was a kid, I used to go to a museum in my hometown in Cambridge, and they used to have suits of armor from medieval Europe and stuff, and they were. I used to just stare at them for ages and ages and fantasize about stuff like this. And now I'm an adult, I can have these and paint them and go right back to my sort of childhood fantasies, I suppose, with these guys. So will I be playing Age of Sigmar with them? Probably not, but I imagine I'll buy them anyway and want to paint them and probably use them for Warcry as well, I imagine, at some point down the track. The rest of the stuff though, outside the box, I'm not going to go into what else is in the box, but you've got some battle time stuff as well for Age of Sigmar. I don't really know a huge amount about that. But the next big thing that you've got is this massive monster. It looks like a sort of manticore, I suppose. I'm not actually sure what it is, but it's pretty amazing. You've got this huge lion-headed, winged, scorpion-tailed, badass monster with a ton of extra stuff as well. The sort of character that's on top of it looks amazing as well, with some super, super awesome armor, multiple weapon choices and helmets and stuff as well. Just absolutely fantastic, and that's just the Age of Sigmar stuff, to be honest. The next thing we're going to look at quickly is just Horus Heresy. We've got a new Knight Acheron and a Knight Castigator for Horus Heresy. So I'm not going to go into that in too much detail, but lovely looking plastic kits here. I think they're plastic kits anyway, I believe they are. Let's just have a look at these guys in a little bit more detail here. What do we got? Yeah, so the Cerastus Knights and Acheron, I'm not sure quite how you say that, but the Cerastus Knight Lancer. And we've got the other one there as well. Looking really cool. I don't know a huge amount about these Titans and stuff, and I also don't currently play Horus Heresy, but they look very, very cool indeed, and I'm sure they're going to be very exciting for people who do play Heresy. Next up, though, and something I'm super excited about as well, is Warcry. We have a new warband for Warcry. It is the Cruel Boys Monster Killers. These guys look really, really interesting. This is the first time that we've had some sort of orc warband, I suppose, released for these guys, or orcs, should I say. These guys are the swamp dwelling kind, I believe, and they've got a couple of what look like baboons in their midst, which is really, really cool. We did see some sort of doggy, monkey looking type things with the ghouls that just got released with that box set, but this is nice to have some more beasties in here. We've got a couple of blokes with spears and looking very savage with their sort of skull helmets on as well. But the leader here is just stacked with detail. We've got so much detail on him, it's crazy. Absolutely love that miniature. Really fun to paint these guys. Again, I think the paint jobs on these guys don't really suit that sort of heavy metal style. I really want to personally see them really filthy and grimy and horrible looking. But that's just me, I suppose. But that's really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what the rules are in Warcry for those guys as well. The other super exciting thing here as well, if you play Warhammer Underworlds, or in fact just like Skaven in general, particularly clan, the Plague Priests here. I'm not sure which clan that is. Clan Moulder, is it? No, I can't remember. Anyway, we've got some actual Plague Monks here for the first time, like new Plague Monks in a small war band for Underworlds here. And they look really, really cool. We've got what looks like a sort of, the leader's got a huge sensor there as well, and a little pet rat with some warpstone in its little hands, which is quite cute. And then we've got several sort of sensor bearers and Plague Monks in here as well, and they're just fantastic miniatures. I do think I'm really looking forward to Skaven getting some proper miniatures after so long, because we've seen a few Underworld warbands and stuff and some special characters and whatnot over the years that have been exceptional miniatures. The Blood Bowl ones are pretty good as well, if I'm honest, but everything prior to that just looks super old and dated and just not very good, to be honest. Also, I'm kind of aware that these guys are quite popular in Warcry as well, particularly the Plague Monks, and they look just great, don't they, with the dual-wielding knives and little sickles and stuff as well. Really excited to see, full units of these guys in AOS at some point as well. I think that will be excellent. The next thing we've got is the Old World Bretonnian Battle Standard Bearer, which is a fantastic miniature as well. This is for the Warhammer Old World stuff, of course, not for AOS. But yeah, really, really lovely looking miniature here, continuing on that awesome Bretonnian theme that we've seen. The last miniature we saw was a Khemri chap and a Foot Knight as well, but this one looks ace on horseback too. Not really much more to talk about on that one. Of course, the next thing though, and the biggest thing really, is the news of Legion's Imperialis. Now this is sort of bittersweet for me, I've got to admit, because on the one hand I'm really, really, really happy that Epic is coming back in some sort of form. Sure, the size and the scale is slightly different to original Epic, so you won't be able to use all your old Epic miniatures from then, which is a bit of a shame. But we've got this new Warhammer Horus Heresy Legion Imperialis box set coming out, which is a new boxed game, specialist game from Games Workshop with absolutely shit tons of cool stuff in it. The things that I'm happy about is the fact that it's getting re-released again, I suppose. We have Epic back in the fold, which is fantastic news. However, Aeronautica Imperialis seems to have been deleted now, and it looks like they're folding in the Imperial and Space Marine planes into this game, which means that for those of you who do love Aeronautica Imperialis like me and have just spent a lot of money on getting all of those factions completed and stuff like I am at the moment, it does mean that we won't be able to use those Tau, those Eldar, those Necrons and stuff, unfortunately. But I suppose we'll at least have the support of the Imperial planes and stuff for that. In a separate, I guess on a separate note as well, the other sort of Debbie Downer about this whole thing is that it's Horus Heresy. I just would love it to be, you know, full 40k, I suppose, but I get why they've kept it strictly Heresy in this one, because they just have to release far too many miniatures if they wanted to do every 40k faction in an epic scale. So I get it, it's fine. Will I play it? I'm certainly intrigued to give it a go. Whether I want to actually create my own big army of epic stuff, again, I'm not really sure. I do like the scale. The scale looks pretty cool. We've got a bit more detail on these guys now as well. The thing I'm not too keen on, though, is the sort of bases on these guys. Just look a bit sort of messy. They've got a little plastic joiner between the legs on some of the Terminators and stuff, as you can see in the picture. And I don't know, it looks a bit awkward to me, but I understand that at such a small scale, you kind of do need something that joins those little legs together. But I just think they could have done a better job actually hiding it, I suppose, with these bases. The bases look very, very rushed and very, very simple indeed. But inside the box set, we've got tons and tons of cool stuff by the looks of it. We've got loads of Marines. They look like they've painted them up in, what are they? I'm not sure which Legion they've painted them up as, but looks like Death Guard, perhaps. Yeah, it is Death Guard, I believe. We've also got some Dreadnoughts in here, which look really cool at such a mini scale. I've got to admit, I actually prefer them at that scale, to be honest. They look less awkward. And we've got a few other things in here as well. Some tanks, some Land Raiders, some Predators. And then it looks like we've got some Solar Auxilia, which I suppose were only Forge World releases in their normal scale, but these guys are now available in Epic, which looks pretty cool. We've also got the Ogryns with them as well. We've got the guys with the breaches with the axes and the massive Ogryn dudes as well, which look great as well at this scale. And of course, some sort of walkers as well, and a couple of Warhound Titans, as well as a rule book. Everything in one box. Yeah, it is a shame that you'll just be playing Heresy at a smaller scale. I've got to be honest, with Heresy out as well in a sort of 40k scale. I'm not sure how I feel about all this, but anyway, just a really quick video. I suppose to take away from this is the excitement that I have for the Cities of Sigmar stuff is just I can't quite. I'm too into it. I just absolutely love it. It's fantastic. Love the look of the miniatures. Absolutely beautiful. Well done, Games Workshop. Nice to see some more Warcry stuff as well. It'll be interesting when we see the next few warbands. I believe there are going to be some more death and destruction ones out in particular. So we'll wait to see what those look like, and hopefully we get to see more Skaven soon as well. It'd be nice if they could do a Skaven warband for Warcry as well, but I'm not sure we're due to have any more Chaos factions anytime soon. Anyway, that's it from me. Peace out.